Hello, everybody. How we doing? It's great to see you all. We're just going to start the show like this. Is that cool? That was Dr. Eddie Ludema, the great Dr. Eddie Ludema here. Give it up for him. And myself jamming on what's called Tidal Cycles, which is a live coding musical language, which is what you're seeing up there. And behind me is the ISU Video Game Music Ensemble. Give it up for them. Let's get into this. So tonight we are going to present an experimental 2 sets of music. The first set is going to be fully electronic, and you're going to hear 4 chamber groups. Let's call them electronic chamber groups going from left to right, playing covers of Atari soundtracks while you get to see the Atari soundtracks overlaid on the screen, along with some camera work that I'll be doing so you can see what they're doing. That's exactly right. So this is how the first half is going to go. You have to double tap M. Yeah, double tap M. No, hold M. Riker is right there. The camera? There's going to be a lot of what just happened. Let's just talk about it right now. We're going to work out some electronic bugs throughout the whole thing. And if we have to take the time to make sure everything's plugged in and connecting to the right networks, we're going to do so. So, this concert is the result of an incredible amount of work from these students behind us, and absolutely from my colleague, Dr. Eddie Ludema, who just went to above and beyond to make sure all of these electronic things happen. Hey, how about a hand from you guys for this dude, right? Big hand, Scott. So I'm going to hand the mic off in a second to Eddie, and I just want to say, video game music and electronic music go hand in hand. The advent of electronic music, a lot of the innovations happen within gaming systems and within these controls in these games, and so we're just going to dive into that for the first half. For the second half, you're going to hear all student arrangements of modern video game music, and we'll get to that when we get to that. So without further ado, here's Eddie.
How you guys doing? Yeah. Hey, first, I gotta congratulate again all y'all up on the stage. This is a heavy Undertale. Was it heavy? Was it heavy? Come on, make some sounds. It's like, yeah, it's heavy. Yeah. Thanks, Zach. This is a lot of work. So, what I wanted to talk about just a little bit before we get into the groups. Professor Armstrong was talking about the background of the electronic music and how it plays into video game music and everything. I'm a Gen Xer, a late Gen Xer, mind you. Sorry, late. Yeah, there we go. We got a Gen Xer in the room. Any other Gen Xers in the room? Yeah, all right, there we go. So back in the days, there was this thing. I don't know if some of you heard of it, called the Atari. What? Have you heard the Atari before? Yeah, it was classic. That was the first computer they used. It was like one of the first, along with the Apple IIs and Commodore 64s and all these really great computers that were starting to get put into homes for the first time. Like before that, computers, they would fill these big, massive, huge rooms, the mainframe, the ENIAC mainframe, all these big things that you had to have a lot of money or be at a university to have access to. And this isn't going to be like a computer or video game history lecture here. But something that I remember as a kid loving about the Atari, first off, is there was a video game, Donkey Kong, Pac-Man, all this stuff was really cool. But right away, like when I first started to play these games with my dad, with these cassette tapes, you guys know what cassette tape is? Yeah, cassette tapes. You load them up on cassette tapes and it would take 30 minutes, and my sister would bump the floor and I'd bump the tape and I'd have to start that game loading over again. Oh my gosh, drove me crazy. But the cool thing was the culture. The culture with a lot of these early game developers was highly innovative, highly creative. Whether it's Apple or Atari or Commodore, or, anything that was in the tech, it was pretty relatively new stuff. And so we didn't have these templates to work within. We didn't have these genres that were already, tropes in the literature of video game history, whatever. Everybody was coming up with their own cool new thing, and usually in really hard ways. Like, I was a programmer, professional programmer for years and years. not years and years, several years. And it amazes me because these guys would use something called assembly language, machine language. It's like the next step up from ones and zeros, like really hardcore programming. They had to like be really diligent and really hardworking and just like and obsessed to make a game like Pac-Man. You know, it was a lot of work, but you come up with these really cool things. So transition now to this, like what's the whole point? So what we've done, we have these 4 groups up here, and each group, they took one of the original Atari games and a theme from them. We chose Atari because the themes were really short because you couldn't store them, you know, with the memory that they had. But they're relatively short tunes, and I'll play some. I'll play before each group. I'll play what they worked on, and then we're going to go up there, and they're going to play their cover. So these groups during class, they would get together. They brainstormed. It wasn't with any of John or I's, you know, doing. They would figure out who's going to cover what part, what kind of instruments they're going to use, and yeah, it was incredible to see what they all came up with. And you're going to see some really cool, innovative stuff. So the first one, we have this group over here. We have Connor on bass. Hello, Connor. Everybody say hi to Connor. We have Caleb on the Nintendo DS. Caleb. We have Alyssa on vocals. And we have Cordell on the trumpet of sorts. Okay, so before I tell you really briefly what they each do, let me play the original thing. So they have, it was Gauntlet, right? You guys did Gauntlet? You got, oh, you can. Okay, so this is what the original sound like. Here we go. Hopefully it's not too loud. Testing, and then it loops forever. It's pretty cool. It was really cool because they could do 4 voices, and it was really awesome. So now, check out what these guys do with their 4 voices. Are you guys booted up, ready to go? Oh yeah, I'll start the Hydra. All right, so you can see their faces. Yeah, give it up for him again. Wasn't that awesome? Yeah. That is awesome. And I was debating giving some technical details of the things they worked on. Just know that they worked really hard. We all learned some software called VCV Rack, which is like a Yo Rack and modular synthesizer emulator for the computer, which you plug cables into different things and you build sounds from scratch. It's a big deal. It's learning basically the basics of sound engineering. And so, like Connor, he fed his bass into VCV Rack and did a bit crusher to give it a really cool sound. And Caleb, he was playing on his Nintendo DS and just feeding through all sorts of stuff in his Steam Deck and doing amazing things. He can improvise on that thing, on this little Korg synthesizer on his Nintendo DS. Alyssa, you're going into Logic Pro, right? In this one? You're doing Logic Pro? What are you using? Are you using Logic Pro on this? Yeah, she's using Logic Pro to do all those really cool effects. And if you couldn't tell, she was doing a weather report in, I think, Norwegian. And then Cordell was feeding his trumpet and converting it into a MIDI instrument with VCV Rack. It's super cool. All right, next tune that we have up. We've got Colise and Karsten, and we have Zach, and we have Carson. And you guys are all pretty much, almost all you do in VCV Rack. Carson is feeding into his outboard analog MIDI synth. It's a Korg, right? Yeah, it's a Korg. It's awesome. You're going to love this thing. And then, what's that? Yeah, and then Colise has the Roland SP404, which is an incredible sequencer. I mean, this guy's a master of whiz. It's this really cool thing. And then Karsten is doing a bunch of cool VCV Rack, and Zach as well. And he's also figured out how to hook up, you'll see it, he's figured out how to hook up a Nintendo Switch controller, or is it an Xbox controller, I can't remember. Hook up a controller, a game controller into VCV Rack to do stuff with the effects, with everything they put together. So, this is going to be awesome. So the tune that they put together is from an old game called Panther, and it goes like this. To save time, let's listen to the better version, I'd say. You guys want to hear this? Yeah. Give it up for this group. It's going to be incredible. How many cables does it take for a trumpet player to...
One more hand for the Gauntlet group and the Panther group. I'm trying to show the patches. Zach, do you have a patch up? Yeah. So like what they're doing here with this VCV rack is they're, oh, we lost it. Well, he's got to get the other thing up. But they're actually like putting together a modular synthesizer in a virtual sense where you actually have to patch everything together with cables. It's unbelievable. So all the sounds that you're hearing, they're creating from sine waves, square waves, triangle waves. It's incredible work from these students. It's just awesome. And while we're stopped for a second, I just want to give some shout outs. Big thanks to Mike Warona for sound. Give Mike Warona a big hand. Mike. And then massive thanks and respect to Joe and Bill for the hall and their whole crew. Big shout out to Joe and Bill. Give it up. And then our commercial music sound crew, we got Reese, we got Rowan, we got Pixie back there. Thank you guys very much for running the monitors.
Okay, so this is the next tune, Space Lobsters. Anybody hear of Space Lobsters? Yeah? Really? Favorite? Like, yeah, raise up those lights. Where's the Space Lobsters fan? Clap for him. Somebody's out there. Space Lobsters. Okay, no claps for Space Lobsters. Okay, yeah, I never played this one, but the music is super cool. Okay, so in this group, we have Alvin on tuba. He's going into VCV to do some really cool stuff. I think some big crushing and some things. And then James is playing on his iwi, his electronic wind instrument. Yes, yeah, this thing is really fun. It's like this MIDI instrument, but it's like a saxophone clarinet, but you can do lots of really crazy stuff with it. And he feeds it to, he has this really cool sequencer thing called the Deluge that he does everything on. If you see James in the music building and he's not socializing, he's usually down sitting, somewhere in the hallway, making beats with his illusion. It's really, really pretty cool. And then Alex is playing on his oboe, also going through the Deluge and VCV, and he has like really cool sounds and distortion. It's really awesome. So please enjoy Space Lobsters. Yeah. But before that, I need to play a little clip. Sorry, guys. Sorry, let me play a little bit first. Sorry. I'll play about 10 seconds, because I know you want to hear the students more.
Yo, one more time for Alvin, James, and Alex, Space Lobsters. Space Lobsters. So while we work out a little, what do we call it? A modem thing. This is part of the 2024-25 commercial music concert series, which we have 2 more events coming up. So please, if you don't already know and are planning on going, on Monday night, the Civic Jazz Band is performing at Goranson Hall. Go check that out with my colleague, Dr. McLean, and the Civic Jazz Band. That's going to be an awesome concert. So go check that out. And then on Friday, May 2nd, there's going to be the commercial music City Creek Records Showcase, which is going to be at Station Square. It's the first Friday. Go hang out all night. We'll be there from 5 to 10 p.m. doing some electronic music, some original music, and the commercial music ensemble. And then we also have 2 really great senior recitals in their albums. We have Thursday, May 1st, Adam Red's recital is going to be at Goranson Hall. That's going to be an awesome concert of just some astonishing music. And then this coming Saturday night, April 26th, at Station Square will be James Brecker's senior recital. And both those senior recitals are also album and single releases as they release their new albums on City Creek Records. So go check all those events out.
Yeah, they got it. Yeah, City Creek Records. Yeah, give it up for John Armstrong, please. Aren't these games cool looking? Yeah, man, there's something about the classic. Yeah, don't make it look like pixels. Be pixels. Be proud to be a pixel. So anyway, that was really weird. So I did want to say one little thing, and I think John might have mentioned it early. The really fun thing about this tech, this is very experimental. We're just having fun. We're just playing in a sandbox and sometimes throwing mud at each other, and sometimes somebody's castle gets knocked over, but then we keep building and having a great time. And even in performance, a lot of this stuff, I want to say that, well, I didn't want to say this, but over the past year, I've gone to a bunch of electronic music conferences, like a lot of really experimental avant-garde things with hardcore electronics, developing new instruments out of lightsabers and lights and all sorts of crazy stuff. And these guys are getting into that world, which is really exciting. But it's really fun at these conferences to see everybody just like hang out, be chill. If there's a glitch, it's fine. It's tech. We all understand. And if weird things happen, you just roll with it. That's part of the nature of it. It's like, okay, how is the human brain going to fight the machine? And are they going to win? And if they don't, well, that was a fun thing too. So anyway, these guys, I was actually a little concerned, but they figured it out like, bam. So hey, give it up for this next group, Dominic and Micah and Isaac. Go and give it up. We need lots of clapping. Okay, this next game, Draconus, music by Adam Gilmore. In the late 80s, this guy wrote so much cool music. Some of the games that he wrote for weren't super cool, but his music was always like really, really cool. And I'll play just a little bit of it for you. But I just want to give a quick explanation of what's going on. So we have Dominic, he's on his guitar, and he's feeding it into VCV rack, which is quantizing it and turning his guitar into a MIDI instrument. And so he's doing these cool, fun MIDI sounding things on his guitar. Mike has gone above and beyond. Oh my gosh. You've gone above and beyond is what I'm saying about you. Yeah, Micah, he's figured out some programming language called Chuck, where it's like this audio programming language. In order to connect his gamepad, well, everybody's done it some that are using controllers, but he figured out how to hook up his dance pad from Dance Revolution, whatever it is, through Chuck into VCV to create a MIDI controller and to arpeggiate chords with it. It's super cool. So he does that, and he also has his controller, his hand controller, going into VCV. And so you're going to have a fun dance show. And then Isaac has this really cool drum sequencer in VCV, and it's really cool. So, should I play it, or should we just go? Let's go. Yeah, you don't want to hear it. You want to hear these guys. Okay, enjoy Draconus. Okay, I'm going to keep this short. So, Professor Armstrong and I, we are going to do a little live coding using some really cool live code software called Tidal Cycles, developed by this really cool UK, British-based genius computer scientist musician Alex McLean. He's kind of one of the founders of something called TopPlap, which is a live coding music initiative that's super cool. So I'm not going to get all into it, it's really cool. But the main point is we're going to make some electronic music, improvised electronic music, this time not from scratch. If you came here before the show started, we started from nothing and just built. There's no preconceived notion of what we were going to do. We just went along with what happened with electronics. In this case, we're going to do something from Zybex, the theme from Zybex, another Adam Gilmore tune, which is really, really awesome. And so we've kind of pre-programmed the actual melody, but we're going to kind of mess with it and have a fun time. And we'll try not to go for too long. I promise. This stuff you can kind of get into the zone. So please enjoy, once we boot it up, some Zybex live coding. And if we mess up, it's part of the game, right? Yeah. Yeah, mess up. Yeah. Woo! That's right. You're starting to get it. Let's see here. Okay. There's some crazy stuff here. Hey, you want to talk?
So you'll see our code up there, and you can even see us. This is Jay Armstrong, and he's Dr. Ed, or Dread is his name. And you can say, oh, wow. So, you kind of talked about, you can kind of see what's going on here with like, we're sort of like triggering different folders of samples that are in this Tidal Cycles thing. So it's all these folders of samples that you can even add to. And then we're just sort of creating little loops, and LPF is low pass filter, gain, pan, legato, attack. We could just do all kinds of stuff. So we're gonna work our way through it. And then down here, so these are two titles. So we're just like connected on the interweb. So this is my little box. He created John's sandbox for me. Thank you very much, Eddie. It's very kind of you. And this is the Dr. Ed sandbox. And then this is Hydra, which is the video that's going to be happening down here. Cool. Where does it start?
And another thing with this live coding stuff, it usually starts from like nothing, silence, and people when they first experience it, they're like, what is going on? Where's the music? Part of the whole point of this, I think this is a really cool concept, is that just like you can watch string players bow, you know, kind of get an idea of what they're doing, or you see, like I'm a trumpet player, watch me finger and turn around the face. You can kind of see what's going on with the instrument. The point of seeing the code up there isn't just like, hey, check out the code, this is cool, but to see kind of the brain of what's going on behind the musician that's making this electronic music on the fly. So it's a way of interacting with the audience. And again, the first time people see this, like, this is kind of weird, but there's something about it. It's not just the music, it's seeing the way that the human interacts with the machine and how it creates this kind of loop back thing. It's cool. Anyway, that was that. What's Zybex? I have no idea. It's a really cool game. It's a cool game from 1988, Zybex. You don't want me to talk about Zybex. I'll go off for way too long. It's kind of like, for those, okay, anybody know Metroid? Yeah. Or Castlevania? Yeah, it's kind of like a predecessor to those sorts of things, where you wander around and you try to find things, you get items, and to get more power so you can beat the boss fight. So it's kind of a predecessor to those games. It's super cool. Okay, hopefully I get sound. Did I answer the question okay, Dr. Flanders? Oh, we're going to. Oh, it's the game. It's like the actual gameplay. It's somebody playing the game. We're not going to play it. We're just making the music. Real-time soundtrack to the game.
We're going to do a live cover of Zybex. Are there any other questions? Is it okay? This is your last chance. Eddie Ludema on the laptop. Yeah.
And John Armstrong on the laptop. Give it up for Professor Armstrong. He's a natural coder.
So as we get set up for the second half, so a big part of what you just heard is we actually took the sounds of the guns and the collecting of the coins from Zybex and put it into the samples that you heard. So we were actually using the sounds of Zybex to create that music. What we were on this Flock website is a really neat thing where we're, like I was saying, we were on the interweb. So a couple nights after Eddie and I put our respective children to bed, we would do some like late night jam session codes. And this is what happens when you get in your 40s. And so it comes for us all. It'll come for you too. When you put your kid to bed and all of a sudden you're doing code jam sessions at 11 p.m. We are going to move on to the video game music ensemble band set. Give these students one more round of applause. This is an awesome group of musicians. This has been so cool. And so this whole second half, what we're going to do is we're going to create, Mike, we now have the vocoder up. So as I talk, maybe you guys can kind of test that. These next 4 songs are from modern video games, and all of them are arranged by students in the band, which is just awesome. There's like so much talent in this program. It is such a dream to teach at Idaho State University. What a wonderful school to teach at. What a great place to be, and just surrounded by incredible talent with these students. So we're going to work our way through these songs arranged by students, and we're going to start with Waluigi Pinball. We're playing the Mario Kart version. And this arrangement is by our drummer, Connor Huckabee. Give it up for Connor Huckabee. And Mike, we're going to make a couple of vocoder sounds before we really get kicked off. Go ahead, Alyssa.
Hello.
That was fantastic.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
It doesn't like C sharp.
It doesn't like C sharp.
Hello.
Yeah, maybe we could turn down the monitor, Reese, if we could turn down monitor 2. Go ahead, keep going a little bit for Reese.
Hello. 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 I don't remember what I said. It's going to be partially sunny tomorrow morning with a chance of heavy rain.
That's really good.
The humidity is going to be about 100% because of those vents over there with an interesting smell of dust. I can keep talking to this, it kind of makes some cool chords. Like hello, hello. I don't know what else to play. Oh, I could do twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Or, yeah? Yeah. I don't know, but it likes me.
Yeah. Is that part of the sound?
Hello? No, it's still there. Hello, hello, hello.
All right, thanks, Alyssa. All right, here is Waluigi Pinball. This is going to feature Isaac Whaley on the trombone and Michael Lothar on the electric guitar. Here we go. Waluigi Pinball, Connor Huckaba, arranger. Isaac Whaley on the trombone solo, Micah Lothar on the electric guitar solo. This next song we're going to play is called Tussle Among Trees by the video game Omori, and this was arranged by our very own Alex Owens. Give it up for the arranger. Alex has arranged 3 songs, including a giant medley for this ensemble. Just a really wonderful, talented student. Yeah, Alex, this is great. This has no solos, but it's a real fun song, so I hope you enjoy it. Tussle Among Trees. In addition to arranging, Alex is also switching from electric violin to acoustic oboe. Tussle Among Trees. Alex Owens on the arrangement. Fantastic. And then what you're seeing on the screen is not only video from the gameplay of the songs we're playing, but it's also Dr. Eddie Ludema playing around with Hydra, which is a similar live coding language, but for visuals. So you're getting the full experience with him improvising with the video game. That's awesome. He claims he's faking it. Yeah, good, I see. All right, this next song is from the video game Persona 4, and it's the song Heartbeat, Heartbreak which is turned into just a favorite of mine as well. This is arranged by our trumpet player, Caleb Cecil. Give it up. And you're going to hear Alyssa Collins on the vocal and the vocorders. Give it up for Alyssa. And you're going to hear from a few soloists. You're going to hear from James Littengay on the saxophone. You're going to hear, yes, Zach Quigley on the keyboards. Alex Owens again on the oboe. And Riker Reese on the alto saxophone. Heartbeat, Heartbreak. Can you give us a couple minutes to figure out? It's really cool when we have it right. So we're going to figure out this little technical difficulty. Yes. I was talking to the band. I made this analogy during Jazz Fest, but when you go to a North Indian Hindustani classical music concert, stay with me on this one, there's a lot of tuning involved because they tune everything to the tanpura, which is this chord instrument that has like the root, the fifth, and the root. And they'll stop a song if they're not quite in tune, because the sitar has approximately 780 strings. So you have to make sure that every single one of those strings is perfectly in tune with the tanpura. Has anyone ever been to a North Indian classical music concert? Cool. Has anyone ever been to a modern Indian music fusion concert in Jensen Hall with Randy Gloss?
No.
Okay, good. Awesome. Similar concept. So the tabla has to be tuned, the sitar has to be tuned, everything's got to be tuned. So this is that same concept, but the electronic version. So we're just trying to make sure that every single USB and quarter-inch cable and vocoder patch is totally in line.
Oh, yeah.
So this is our version of Ravi Shankar making sure his synthetic strings are in tune.
Hello. Hello.
Does this sound cool out there? Yeah. Go ahead, play strong.
What?
Play.
Slay. Let's see. Heartbeat, heartbreak, it keeps on pounding. That sounds weird. Yeah. That's mega wonk.
Just sing without the vocoder.
Heartbeat, it's still going. You hear it? No, it's panned. This is the exact settings we had before.
Well, before you do that, hold on. Are you going to unplug and plug it back in? Would it create a pop? Should we have a muted? Okay. James Littengay with the help. Give it up for James Littengay.
Unplug. It's still kind of happening lately.
You guys want a conversation prompt? When was the last time you were called on in class and you weren't prepared? Talk amongst yourselves. All skills specifically? Always on space. And that's not just talk, that's sing.
Hello? Hello?
That's
Oh? Hello?
James Littengay. No, not yet. Nope, not yet. No, hold on. Hold your applause. Hold your applause. Hold your applause. It's a good theory, though.
Yeah, but when I talk,
I'll do some more concert shout-outs. Next week, who's going to be going to the ISCS concert, the premiere of the Daniel Pesca Piano Concerto? Yes! Next Friday here. And we will be recording throughout that week. We're going to do a bunch of recording projects along with lead engineer Mike Warona. Give it up one more time for Mike Warona. And a crew of commercial music students. We're going to be recording that premiere on Friday and a special session on Saturday for a future release on City Creek Records as we continue to make and release new music for orchestra on City Creek Records. So, yeah, Nell, thank you. It's going to be an awesome concert with choir and orchestra. It's going to be righteous. Highly recommend you check it out. The haze looks cool, yeah? Haze is nice. Thanks, Joe, for the haze. Give it up for Joe for bringing the hazers over from the lightning thief. My favorite part is you can kind of see it go through the projector. We got it? Now give it up to James Littengay. James Littengay.
hello. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3.
That sounds great.
Yay.
Now play.
Hi.
Yay! That's awesome. Should we try it again? Heartbeat Heartbreak from Persona 4. Same soloist as last time.
Tell me why you did it. Every dream falling apart. Tell me why you did it after the promise. Still aching. Oh, baby, I need your love. Looking so different, glaring street light. Heartbeat, heartbreak, it keeps on clouding. Heartbeat, heartbreak, you tell me goodbye. Heartbeat, heartbreak, it keeps on clouding. Heartbeat, heartbreak, you tell me goodbye.
Caleb Cecil on the arrangement. Alyssa Collins on the vocals and the vocoder. James Littengay on the alto saxophone and tech support. That's Zach Quigley on the keyboards. That's Alex Owens on the beautiful oboe solo. Does your video game music ensemble have an oboist? Because ours does. Riker Reese on the alto saxophone. Beautiful. This is our last song. It's by Undertale. It's by Toby Fox from the video game Undertale, and it was arranged by Michael Lothar on the guitar. You're going to hear from Alex Owens on the electric violin, Micah on the guitar, Connor Huckaba on the drums, and a whole lot of other folks. Alvin gave us an arrangement idea on the tuba where we're going to just all play a bunch of chaos to signify the boss battle that you will hear in Death by Glamour. Thank you all so much for coming out. I'm just very grateful that you all came. One more hand for all the students playing in this great ensemble. Just an awesome year working with all of you. This was really special. And then give it up for my co-director, Dr. Eddie Ludema. And we'll see you at all the future events and endeavors. Thank you very much. This is Death by Glamour, Toby Fox, arranged by Michael Lothar. Ohio State University Video Game Music Ensemble. Yo! Thank you all so much for coming. This was an absolute blast. One more time for the Video Game Music Ensemble. Hey, can you keep the mains on? Caleb's going to do some Nintendo 3DS improv from the back while we clean up. Is that cool? Thanks. Thanks all for coming. See y'all next time.